Hey everybody, it's me, Mr. D again, Mr. D's Classroom. I just want to do a quick video here. I have quite a few clients that I work with. Some of them are from parents of the students. I used to be a school teacher, and I got to know the kids really well. And then because of that, I got to know their parents. And I dealt a lot with depression and anxiety with a lot of the students and their parents. And so one of the biggest issues they dealt with was that I found out was the source of their depression was the system that they were in. They didn't quite know, how the system actually worked or what they could do when they're trapped inside of it. And one question that came up a lot with these parents was they'd ask me, do we have to pay taxes? And I've been a rebel most of my life, but these, a lot of the parents I dealt with had no idea. Everything to them was conspiracy. And I said, yeah, you have to pay taxes. If you're a 14th Amendment citizen, then taxes is part of your life. And they would say, well, I can't find a law that says that we have to pay taxes. And I said, well, there is no law that you have to pay taxes. But if you are a 14th Amendment citizen of the United States, you've agreed to pay the taxes, and that was it. And that was like the source of, their depression. A lot of them, because they made, I worked at a school where the income was pretty high. I mean, it was a very high end school. And the thing about it, at this particular school was like one of the top 20 in the country as far as their financial backing is concerned. Yeah, they had a lot of money, so they didn't really see the system from the view that we see. I mean, well, from what I saw as a black man in this country, we'd had that kind of money. The school I went to was chained, and you had police officers in our school all day. So it was totally different. And so I grew up understanding the system and seeing how the system worked and what the system would do to you if you didn't understand how to maneuver in it. And these parents are different. They don't see the system as something as an opponent. They see the system as just as something that's there to work for them, but it's really not that way. So I would tell them if they want to be free, I'd have to give them these little tips, because I didn't want to just go out and tell them everything to do, because then they don't learn anything. And that's let me digress for a minute. When I'm doing these videos, I'm doing it because I see a lot of people talking about all this stuff online and how to do all these different processes. And remember, like I said in the past, we have a thing called a public and a private. And I wouldn't want my private information all over, the internet. And so the people that actually run this system don't want you blurting out all the secrets either, because there are people that just have questionable morals, and not that, if they get a hold of the information we have, they could be a murderer or something and know what to say, what to do to get out of that case legally. And you can do it, and when they're brought into court, there's certain things you can say and do to stifle a judge, so these aren't the type of things these people need to know. But anyway, now I'm gonna get back to what I was talking about before, is that, the clients that I deal with struggle, with depression because of the system. And, when they ask me about paying taxes, I said, you need to find out why you're required to pay taxes, but there is no law, but you do have to pay the 14th Amendment citizen. In 1984, Ronald Reagan commissioned a group of accountants to audit the books of the United States, found out that not a single federal tax dollar stays in the United States, not a single tax dollar. And there's a reason, because, that's the case, is because we owe a debt, and that debt has to be paid. And there's a lot of interest involved with that debt. So, that was the reason that the attempt on Reagan's life actually happened, because he threatened to go out and tell the people that not a single tax dollar stayed in this country, or this corporation, as we know it. So, but when I talk to them, I just tell them, the parents, that when you understand where you are and what you're doing, then depression lessens, because you see what the system is, and you see why you're depressed. and then you can make the proper changes. You know, and I told them the main thing they want to do is study contract law. What ties you into paying taxes? And it's basically contract law. And if you understand contract law, there's like 4 different elements to contract law. And I call them the 4 main elements to any contract. And those are the things you have to look at. And once you understand what the various types of contracts there are, then you know how to pursue your endeavors, how to change this world to work for you. People have to learn how to address a fraudulent contract as well. And that's exactly what this is. It boils down to studying contract law, looking at the contract, finding the flaw in the contract, and then addressing the contract. And this all happens when you study, and you know who you are, because then there's nothing that can be presented that you don't know how to handle, because it'll become second nature. So I just want to put this out there just so that, you guys just start studying, this whole country or corporation. You have to see, look at the US codes, look at the rules, regulations, look at why they have the right to do what they do. And when you see why they have the right to do it, then you'll definitely understand how to stop them, from stepping on your soil, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, my name is Mr. D, Mr. D's Classroom. Happiness is a choice, so choose to be happy. You can contact me at 305-998-0204, or you can just go to my site, Mr. D's Classroom, MRDSclassroom.com. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. You are whatever comes after I am. Take care.